What you've seen Paul Hemphill do himself individually, now we're going to do one together. This is a HuldreFolk combination. It's a weird story with a weird song. And so when the story finishes, the song takes over and it takes you to another dimension, okay? There'll be a short exam afterwards. This is a story that predates the Rip Van Winkle story by about 900 years. It is a classic folk tale from the Shetland Islands. The people of the Shetland Islands, they speak of beings whom they call the Trows. These are the Peeries, the little folk. It is said that the Trows, they live in cards or halls. These are the beautiful fairy palaces set in the remote parts of those islands. They say that the Trows are very fond of music and of dancing. They shun the light of day. They say too that the Trows are very fond of kidnapping wayfarers. And if the wayfarer happens to be a musician, so much the better. One night, it was the night of the hallowed evening, Halloween, and there is a very good fiddler who's on his way to play for his friends at a nearby rant. And on his journey, the fiddler is soon surrounded by a large company of Trows, little folk. They surround him, they place hands on him, they carry him back to their car, their hold, and there they have a huge gathering, and the fiddler is made to play much music for a long time. But in the end, in this instance, the fiddler is fortunate. For the Trows, they release him and allow him to go home. When the fiddler arrives at his house, he sees to his amazement that the roof is missing. The walls have crumbled into ruin. Long rank weeds have now overtaken that good earthen floor. In his confusion, the fiddler goes out amongst the villagers to confront them for an explanation. But every villager that he sees is a total stranger to him. They've never seen him before. They've never heard of anyone living in that peculiar ruined house on the hill. Now, in his utter dismay, the fiddler goes out amongst the villagers again, and this time he seeks out the oldest inhabitant of that village. And even this old man has never heard of anyone living in that strange ruined house, although when he was a small boy he had heard that the good man of that house had been taken away by the Trows and had never been seen again. So you can imagine the fiddler's relief when the old man invites him to spend the evening at his house. The next morning it is Sacrament Sunday, and the old man invites the fiddler to go to church with him. When the two men arrive at the old stone church, the fiddler goes up to the altar and he asks for permission to communicate or take communion. And permission is granted. But in the very moment that the fiddler touches those elements of communion, he just crumbles into a pile of dust.